What's up, people? Thank you as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, who wins? Who wins? Who wins? Dillian Whyte versus Dereck Chisora. We are now hours away from the fight. Has your mind changed? Has your thoughts changed? Has your prediction changed since the fight was first announced, what, 7-8 weeks ago? Mine has slightly deviated, I can't lie to you, as the David Haye thing played a factor. Dereck Chisora, yes, did look fantastic on the scales yesterday, but Dillian Whyte didn't look like no bum either. He looked good on the scales as well. The lightest he's been for, I think, 2 or 3 years. The lightest Dereck Chisora has been for a couple of years as well. So both of those guys have put in the work. There's been a lot spoken in the build-up about how much Dereck Chisora is working. Look, his strength and conditioning's improving, and David Haye's done this. Dillian Whyte does a lot of shit at Loughborough. He does a lot of technical shit at Loughborough, and I know that he has put himself in the best possible shape for this fight. I think we can't forget as well that Dillian Whyte didn't take much time off after the Joseph Parker fight. That was a tough fight. I think he took about 4 or 5 weeks off, and then he went straight into camp. He was originally rumored to be fighting early December, and then obviously that kind of fell through. Remember, it was supposed to be Ortiz, supposedly, and that fell through, and then obviously Dillian Whyte got Chisora for December 22nd. So he's actually been in camp, I think, 3 or 4 weeks before Dereck Chisora. So I think he's in amazing shape. And he looks it. I think physically he looks amazing. Mentally, he looks tuned on. All right, he looks tuned on. Normally, he gets really agitated by Dereck Chisora. I think he's been able to somewhat calm down a little bit. You know, Dillian Whyte looks like the kind of guy that if he barged into my girlfriend in a nightclub, I'd probably blame her. He looks like the kind of guy that you just don't want to fuck about with. He is as mean as they get. I've seen him a few times at boxing events, and I don't even try and make eye contact. He just looks that mean. He actually blocked me on Twitter. I can't remember when it was. I think he blocked me on Twitter about 2 years ago. No, about 1.5 years ago. And then I remember seeing him at a boxing event at Bethnal Green, York Hall. And I remember looking at him thinking, fuck me, he's big. Fingers crossed, this big motherfucker doesn't look and think, that's that guy that's been chatting shit about me. But honestly, he looks as mean as they come. But in Dereck Chisora, I've said this before, I feel like they're mirror images. I feel like they're mirror images of each other. And I think that's why they almost catch fire every time they meet each other, because these guys are just looking in the mirror and seeing themselves. I think Chisora is in great shape, but I can't forget the performance against Takam. I think everyone has somehow just forgot the first 5 or 6 rounds. Takam was beating him up. And Dereck Chisora landed a punch that just messed up with the equilibrium of Takam, and that was it. And look, I'm not trying to downplay the victory over Takam, but it wasn't a complete performance. I think Takam could fight Dereck Chisora and win 9 times out of 10. It was just one of those occasions where he got caught with something and won. So I do think Dereck Chisora is on the decline as well, and as good as he looked on the scales. That doesn't necessarily fool me. That just means that you're in shape. I'm talking about what you can bring to the ring when the going gets tough. And look, he will bite on the gum shield. I believe that. He will bring war. He will bring heat to the ring. But I just look at Dillian Whyte, and I know some people don't give him too much credit, and I was one of those people, but I go back and watch that Joseph Parker performance, and it was extremely good. Extremely good. I do think that the gas tank ran out a bit towards the end, but I just think that's because he came in so heavy. I think everyone forgets that he came in massive. And he showed against Joseph Parker that he can rough you up. He can hit. Let's not forget he landed a couple of big shots on Joseph Parker. And he can box a bit. I do think we discount the boxing brain of Dillian Whyte just because when he gets angry, it does look a bit reckless, but he can box a bit. So as much as there is a David Haye factor, as much as Dereck Chisora looks amazing, I still am going to go with what I said initially, that I think Dillian Whyte will win this either by points or a late stoppage. That's just because I think when they fought 2 years ago, I think since then, Dereck Chisora has gone down. He's had a couple of decent wins, but I think since then he's gone down a lot. He's lost to Pulev, he's lost to Caballel. He didn't look great against Takam, and he's had a couple of journeyman fights in there. Whereas I look at Dillian Whyte, and yeah, he struggled against Helenius, but you put Helenius in there, Lucas Brown, I know Lucas Brown isn't much, but the Parker one's a big one. And I just think he's getting better and better. And outside the top 4, and that top 4 is Fury, Wilder, Joshua, and Ortiz. I know people still give me stick to that. I think he could beat Pulev and Povetkin, I really do. Especially now they're getting on a bit in age. I think he is the best out of them, and I'm just going by facts that Dillian Whyte is a top 5 fighter, and I don't have Dereck Chisora as my top 10. And I just think, yes, I know styles make fights, but I just think Dillian Whyte is just a much better version of the 2016 Dillian Whyte. And I don't think Dereck Chisora is that much better from the 2016 Dereck Chisora. So I'm going Dillian Whyte to win, which does hurt me a bit because I'm a Dereck Chisora fan, but I'm going Dillian Whyte to win either late stoppage or comfortable-ish points. So maybe by 4 or 5 rounds.